This video is very near and dear to my heart. These are things that I've had to do on myself to clear up a lot of different health conditions. I've had many, and I've cleared them all up, all of them. And whenever there's any little problem with my health, I know exactly what to do. So this is just the ground zero fundamental. This isn't case specific, obviously. This is just kind of a generic approach to becoming well and to facilitating the process of helping someone else to become well. And the protocols that I'm going to be sharing are coming out of this book, A Cure for All Diseases by Dr. Hulda Clark. She also wrote A Cure for All Cancers, too, and even more information in there. She also wrote A Cure for All Advanced Cancers, even more information in here. And this is the last one, I promise. A Cure for HIV and AIDS. Okay, so it doesn't matter what your problem is. You got asthma, diabetes, you got AIDS, you got cancer, you got, foot fungus, you got bad breath, your hair's falling out, whatever your problem is, okay? That ain't nothing but the devil, first of all. That ain't nothing but evil. And that has to do with filth. It has to do with chemicals, unnatural, nasty chemicals that are not fit for human consumption, and the pathogens that love those chemicals. When your immunity is lowered by putting so much unnatural chemicals on and in your body, pathogens thrive in it, okay? The nasty organisms love when your immunity is low. They hang out in your body. So the first thing you want to do is clean up your body and clean up your environment. So I'm going to share with you what Hulda Clark says about it. One of the first things I want to bring up is borax. You're going to wash your clothes or wash that person's clothes with borax from now on. They can't handle Tide or Cheer or none of that other stuff with all that blue coloring dye and all that. They can't handle all of that stuff. And even the natural health food store brands of clothes detergent have a lot of crap in them. So unless you're going to pay $20 for laundry detergent, you could just wash their clothes in this. This is also going to be good for washing dishes, but you want to boil some water and just pour, like boil 2 cups of water and just pour maybe like 1/4 cup in there of this, and then that's going to be dishwashing soap. It doesn't foam, it doesn't, it's not exciting, but it will cut the grease and it will get the dishes clean. Everything you wash your dishes with goes in your mouth. Keep that in mind. If you can't swallow it, you shouldn't be washing your dishes with it. So that's the first thing. The next thing is going to be, how do you clean? Well, I don't have any, I'm not using any commercial cleaners. What do I use? I'm not using Ajax. Well, these are some of the things that I feel are safe. I mean, she talks about vinegar. You can use this to clean glass. You can use this to make things shine. You can also use this on your carpet for making it shine. So you want to use this instead of using Windex and stuff. And you can use this. This is the Barkeeper's Friend, and also Bon Ami. These cleansers are a little bit more, but they're natural and they're lighter too. They're not as abrasive as the Ajax and the Comet, so they're not going to have that kind of scrubbing power. But when you're ill, if that person is ill and they're doing any cleaning whatsoever, they cannot be touching those harsh chemicals. Okay. Let's see. Whenever there's a sick person around you in your home or in your environment, they are very immunocompromised. Okay? That means their immune system is low. So, that being said, they have to protect themselves from germs that we don't have to protect ourselves from. No matter what their problem is. If they have asthma, like I say, any kind of disease that they might have, they have to protect themselves from our germs. And we also have to protect ourselves from their germs while they're ill until they get better. So make sure they wear gloves when they're washing dishes or when they're preparing food or when they're cleaning up. They have to be wearing gloves because they can't afford to forget that they just touched that raw chicken and scratch their face or something. They can't afford that, okay? Because it could become a big, huge ordeal for them. So wearing gloves. They also want to be wearing shower shoes. Okay? You have to keep in mind that they have some kind of infection going on, whether it's in their lungs, whether if they have cancer, it could be in their brain, in their lungs, anywhere. But there's some kind of organisms are proliferating somewhere in their body, and you don't want to be susceptible to that. And if they catch your germs, so everybody in the house wear shower shoes. Okay. And gloves. I mean, well, not everybody has to wear gloves, but the person that's, you know, in the home who is ill should wear gloves whenever they're participating with everybody else. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is body care. We use a lot of lotion, shampoo, conditioner, blah blah blah, deodorant and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm gonna go one by one each of those things. Now, what she talks about in the book is shampoo. Basically, she says to use borax. You're gonna use borax the same way that you would use for dishwashing soap. You just dilute this with some hot water, and you use that on your scalp. It cleans. It does. It cleans. So then you wash it out with citric acid. And not everybody has citric acid laying around, so I understand that. You don't have to go this route with the borax and the citric acid because you have to order these ingredients especially, and that's a hassle. So you can also make your own shampoo bar. I make shampoo bars. This washes your hair just fine. And as far as hair conditioner goes, I would say experiment with some different recipes. This book right here is called Natural Beauty, and this book has all homemade body products, hair products, beauty products. Oh, it's just wonderful. You will have a good time reading this book. My favorite recipe out of here for hair conditioner involves coconut milk and olive oil blended, and I think she also put argan oil in there as well for hair conditioner. So if you can't make hair conditioner, you know, but you did make soap, or you have the borax or something, then just, if you have tangles and you need to condition, just put your regular hair conditioner, brush it through, comb it through, and then shampoo the conditioner out, because you want to get the chemical and the poison off of you. So use your shampoo bar or use the borax to shampoo that conditioner out in lieu of making a homemade conditioner. So that's for the hair. Obviously, the shampoo bar can be used as soap. I make separate soap. You can make separate soap. There are so many recipes for soaps and shampoo bars all over the internet. It's all the rage today. I highly recommend that you look into that. Otherwise, maybe you can buy homemade shampoo bars and stuff. They're pretty expensive though, so I highly recommend making your own. As far as the underarm area is concerned, I highly recommend using alcohol. This is I don't know, but this is what I use. I use alcohol under my arms with baking soda. So it's like in a little bottle, I have baking soda, and I pour the alcohol over it, and I just shake that up. And then I rub it under with a cotton ball. Okay? So this is the cotton that I use. This cotton is organic. Okay? Because the cotton balls that they sell at the store are not 100% cotton, for one thing. Secondly, they're dyed with mercury, with a mercury wash. So they're all contaminated with mercury and chlorine bleach, which chlorine is not really that harmful, but the mercury is. So if you can get organic cotton balls, that'd be great. Otherwise, you can cut up a towel, a washcloth, or a rag, and you can use that for cotton balls instead of using the commercially prepared cotton balls, because these are expensive. This is $5 for this, as opposed to the $1 that you would get at the dollar store. What is this? Oh, this is coconut oil. This is cheap coconut oil from the dollar store. Oh, what is it? This is lotion. Okay, this is lotion. This is cream. This is oil for oil pulling. When you do the oil pulling for the dental, please refer to my dental video to discover the dental protocol. Very important. This is the moisturizer right here. This is everything that you need for your skin and for your hair as well. Coconut oil. Basically, you're going to be on a paleo diet. So you're going to get off the grains. You're going to make sure that your food is extremely clean. And the only condiments that you're going to be using are homemade condiments. So instead of using mayonnaise from a jar from the store, you're going to make your own mayonnaise, which is eggs and oil mixed together. And vegetable oil is in the trash now. You don't use vegetable oil for anything unless it's just to rub on your feet to moisturize your feet or use as a massage oil or something. but no more eating vegetable oil. The only condiments and the only oils that the person can have is butter, and that's for cooking, okay? So if you saute, if you fry, if you like stuff cooked in oil, you better buy a lot of butter, because butter is the cheapest way to go. The other good oil you could use is animal fat, like tallow, but tallow is extremely expensive. If you're able to render your own animal fat, then that's wonderful. Make gravies out of it, you know, just animal fat. Just get as much animal fat, saturated fat. Don't let anybody tell you that saturated fat is bad. Okay, I lost 35 pounds by eating saturated fat. So, olive oil on everything. Okay, when you're ill, you need healthy fats more than ever, and you also need like a truckload of organic vegetables, okay, and fruits. Now, you know, well, how am I going to eat all this stuff? Oh, it's a lot. Well, okay, you can buy those big containers, those big pre-made organic spinach and salads and stuff, and then just take handfuls of that and just douse it with oil. Douse it with olive oil and stir it up. Leave it on the counter overnight. Come back the next day, and it's very pleasant to eat like that. It doesn't look like as much because it kind of shrinks down. And you can do that with green beans. If you want to eat raw vegetables, you can just douse them with olive oil, and then you can let them sit on the counter, or you can put them in the fridge and they'll marinate in the fridge for a week. And then they'll be nice, and they'll be much softer and much more palatable that way. Your microbiome, you know, is the most important thing. And that person is immunocompromised, so something's going on with their microbiome. They need lots and lots of vegetables. Lots, okay? I mean, you can't skip this part, because the vegetables feed the microbes that do all the work in your body. You have billions of microbes that do the work in your body, and that's what these are. Okay? This is the multi-strain probiotic supplement. This has like 16 different strains of probiotic bacteria in it. This is one way to do it. I do it all. I take this because I've been on so many antibiotics in my life. And did you know that you inherit your microbiome from your mother? When she pushes you out, you get you get her vaginal fluids all over you. And you also get some of her feces on you, in your nose and in your mouth when she pushes you out. And that inoculates you, and it protects you from the outside environment. And her bacteria become your bacteria. And that bacteria is your best friend. Let me tell you, if you don't have those bacteria intact and working on your behalf, it's over. You're gonna have some issues. Okay, so avoid antibiotics at all costs. And if you have to take antibiotics, immediately start recolonizing. But I can tell you, if you take antibiotics, you're never going to be the same. You're never going to get your mom's microbiome back. You know who your mom was back then when she gave birth to you. That's you're an imprint of that. Isn't that amazing? I mean, God, wow, God is just so elegant in the way that things are. Okay, so if you have to be on antibiotics, make sure that you recolonize immediately, okay, after taking those antibiotics, and only take them as short of a time as possible, because it wipes out your microbiome. It does, and it's a horrible thing. It makes you susceptible. It makes you vulnerable, much more vulnerable than you ever were. Well, I've been on a lot of antibiotics throughout my lifetime, so I can tell you, every day I eat stuff with antibiotics. I eat this, I eat yogurt, and I only eat lactose-free dairy products, okay? Only give that person lactose-free dairy products or sterile dairy products. The only sterile dairy products I know of are the ones that are on the shelf, okay? Because if they weren't sterile, they wouldn't be on the shelf. So boxes of milk. They can have boxes of milk, like what you find at the dollar store, the red ones and the blue ones. That's okay, because that's sterile. They can't have just the regular milk off the shelf, because it's contaminated with salmonella. When they milk the cows, they can't help but get a little bit of shit in there. So most people's immune system can handle that. You know, usually if you get a little salmonella, E. coli, okay, that's fine. Your immune system wipes that out. It goes right straight to the rescue. But for people who are ill, they don't have that luxury to just be casual like that and say, oh, I could just, you know, I can contaminate. So their food has to be very, very clean. So that's the part about the prebiotics and the probiotics. I can't emphasize it enough. And I emphasize it in every video because it really literally is the most important thing. So now let's go on to food safety. Food cleanliness is absolutely important for people who are ill, because for the regular people, like I said, you can eat a cheeseburger and get a little worm in it or something. You just swallow it down, and your stomach acid is going to kill it. But for people who are ill, they might not have the same immune powers that you have. So we're going to talk about how to prepare animal products to the point where they are almost sterile, as clean as possible. I got 3 things here that I'm going to share with you. The first one is FGHP. That stands for food grade hydrogen peroxide. This right here, you can soak your meats in. So when you get some chicken from the store and you unwrap it, you're going to rinse it off in the water, and then you're going to let it soak with just maybe a half a cap of this in a whole big bowl of water. And it's going to fuzz, it's going to fizz and bubble, because this is hydrogen peroxide, but this is the kind you can eat. And you can also put a couple drops of this internally, and it kills pathogens in you, and it also oxygenates you, but it also kills your own microbiome a little bit. So you do want to make sure you recolonize if you're taking this internally. But you should be recolonizing all the time anyway, just because you've probably been on antibiotics a lot, like everybody else. So this is one of the easiest ways that you can do to clean your meat. If you have ground beef or ground chicken or ground turkey, then you're going to want to kill stuff with hydrochloric acid. This is the same acid that's in your stomach. It's extremely, extremely corrosive. So you don't want to get this on your skin, or it'll just burn a hole right through your skin. But you can put a few drops of this into the meat and just stir it, maybe 1 or 2, but only if the person doesn't have an acidic condition. If they have a stomach ulcer, no. If they have acidosis, but then again, I can't really diagnose that, can I? So I don't think I should even be recommending this, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So scratch that one off the list. Don't go with the hydrochloric acid. Now here's one that's safe for everybody. This is Lugol's iodine. Now, this is a combination of potassium iodide and one other ingredient that I'm not a chemist, so I don't know. But this is very safe to take. This is good for thyroid conditions, and it kills pathogens as well. So you can use this in the ground meat, or you could put a drop of this to sanitize vegetables. When you get vegetables from the store, especially if you shop at the Asian store, their vegetables don't have the same standard of cleanliness. So when you get those vegetables home, you have to sanitize those. You can sanitize them with this, and you can also sanitize them with the food grade hydrogen peroxide. Otherwise, I highly recommend cooking your food to death. Okay, not the vegetables though. Don't cook those to death. Just buy really clean vegetables from the American store. But when it comes to your animal products, when it comes to your meats, cook those to death. Okay, these people, like I said, if you're ill, you should not be eating grains. You shouldn't be eating pasta. You shouldn't be eating bread. You shouldn't be eating condiments, chips, crackers, commercially prepared beverages of any kind. The only beverages that you should be having is herbal tea, water, distilled water, not out of a little clear plastic water bottle. Take a jug and go and fill it at the dispensary, that kind of water, because the water that's in that clear thing, that's a lot of PCBs in there, and it's also very, very harmful to the environment. It's going to end up in the ocean. It's going to choke the fish and all the wildlife in the ocean. The ocean is dying because of water bottles. Go figure. Like, we can't figure that out. So they can have milk, water, and herbal tea. That's it. And bone broth. And they can also have bone broth. That's it. No other beverages. As much milk, water, and herbal tea as they want to have. Herbal tea bringing me up to the kidney cleanse. Now, this is not the entire protocol for the kidneys, but this is where we start. These 3 herbs right here made into a tea to drink every day, a half a cup of. So you're going to take a gallon of water, and you're going to take 1/4 a cup of each of these. This one is hydrangea root. This one is marshmallow root. And this one is gravel root. Okay? Now, what these are going to do, these are going to start to dissolve and break down stones. So if you're in a healing process, you need your kidneys to be working at very high level, because you got a lot of crap that's going to be needing to get filtered out into your urine. A half a cup every day. A half a cup of this every day. optional. You can add black cherry concentrate to this, and you can also add glycerin, vegetable glycerin. Glycerin is nice because it helps the stones to slip out. It makes it more slippy, and it also hydrates the kidneys. So glycerin is a nice thing to have, but it is optional. And if the person's diabetic, then don't use it, because it's it is glycemic, and it will raise your blood sugar. Okay, so the other half, the person is going to drink. You need calcium. We all do. And people who are sick need it even more. Calcium is extremely important. I mentioned butter. This is Kerrygold. This is a grass-fed butter. If you use grass-fed dairy products, they have omega-3s, but not if you heat it up. So if you want a source of omega-3s, which you need a source of omega-3s, you can use Kerrygold butter, and you can also use sardines. Sardines also have omega-3s. Just optional. But the main important thing is no processed food. Okay, just a paleo diet, old-fashioned food, roasted chicken, potatoes, just stuff that doesn't have a lot of batter on it. Don't cook in vegetable oil, no vegetable oil. And salt is also a very important component of healing. The salt that we've been fed our whole lives is sodium chloride. That's one mineral. That's all it has. And that one mineral is tainted with aluminum salts to make it pour easier. Now, do you need aluminum in your system? No, you don't need aluminum. It's not an essential mineral at all. That ain't nothing but Satan. Okay, you need this right here. This is Himalayan Peak Salt, Salt 82. Or 84, Salt 84. This has all 84 minerals in it. Okay, and I got this from the dollar store. So this is a mineral supplement, as well as sodium chloride. You're getting all of the minerals in here. So I really think that's about it. You basically want to get the person cleaned up. Oh, and they have to kill parasites. I left that out because I've talked about it so many in other videos that you can refer to about pathogen control. I made a pathogen control video. That's the most important thing. That is the foundation of all of this. You can zap, or you can do the herbal remedy for pathogen control. It's in the video, pathogen control. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck with your loved one.